Are we live? Can you hear me? Can you see me? You look a little lopsided. Let me fix you up. First day back after a dozen days and we have tech issues. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm waiting on comments to tell me that you can actually hear me and see me. Yes? No? Great. Awesome. All right. It's been a long time, huh? It's been a while. We're making dumplings for Grandma. I have to make filling. And I've already made wrappers, but they're not great wrappers. Most wrap today is not good, so checks out. But we're gonna make some dumpling fillings with pork and carrots and scallions, ginger and garlic. I'm going to be working on the veggies first, so we deal with the meat last. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. That sucks. COPD, Grandma has that too. I hope it was not as rough of a passing as it possibly could be, but there's no easy way to go, huh? I was just talking to a new friend today about how Mom's death impacted how I've changed. I was also talking to Grandma and Uncle today about how Mom's death impacted me. Physically, mentally, philosophically. I hope you give yourself some time to, I don't know, just feel at peace again. You won't ever really feel as normal as you remember it being. Kind of like COVID, kind of like living through a pandemic. You just have to allow the change to be the new norm. Otherwise, it's a big game of self-deception. Yeah. It's hard to have a parent pass away and not change. I don't really know if that's possible. It's such a big life graduation. In any case, as hard as it may feel, for me, I think it's better to have my mom pass before me than to have me pass before mom, which is what happened to Grandma. Grandma saw her daughter pass away before she did, and I can't imagine that's pleasant, huh? I'm feeling very bloated today, so if you listen carefully, you might be able to catch a fart. I'm not sure. No promises, but it's possible. Anything is. I think it's because I've been eating way too much cheese for the past 3 days. I've been going to 2 food expositions in the city. One was called Good Food Mercantile that took place in Chelsea on Saturday, and another one took place Sunday through today at the Javits Center. It's called the Fancy Food Show, and it's a food show that I've attended last year as well when I was still employed at Delish. But I went and I ate a lot of chocolate and a lot of cheese and a lot of other stuff, and you know, as I was telling some people today, eat now, regret later, and I am currently easing myself into the regret stage. But oh, why is my timer going off? Aside from that life update, I think there might be ghosts in my apartment. My bedroom light and ceiling fan fixture has been turning on by itself. I was basically almost asleep one night when the overhead light just snapped on, and I got very confused because I was like, did I roll over on the remote as I was falling asleep? And I looked over and the remote was fully on my desk, not anywhere near my body. But lo and behold, the light turned on. The ceiling fan also turns on by itself sometimes. I mean, I could just be getting old, guys. I've been getting a lot of computer issues. My monitor hasn't been turning on sometimes. My computer refuses to work. But anyway, maybe that's why Fred hated this apartment. Maybe I do have ghosts, you know? That's really funny, Deborah. It is getting quite hot in here too. It is very humid, but it is still much better than what my uncle is experiencing in Beijing. It sounds horrible in Beijing right now. I do not envy my family there. But I am going to try to sneak more carrots into the dumplings this round than in previous rounds. Let's see if Grandma protests. But I've been MIA this past week because I've been filming a long form video, and you'll get to see Grandma's dumpling rating for comparing my homemade dumpling to the store-bought dumpling. As you know, if you've seen Grandma in my videos before, she is not one to really delve into the whys and hows of her preferences. She simply tells you yes or no. So that's what Grandma will say. Am I still friends with Aaron? Yes. How sad to see your break with reality with this channel. Get well, June. Well, Artful Cooking, I'm sorry, but I'm not feeling great today, so I'm going to hide you forever. Because anyone who comes to my channel to tell me that I'm mentally unwell, you're not wrong, but also, I don't know why you're here to tell me that I'm off my rocker. I hope you're trying to save all the other people who are mentally unwell in the world, which is most of us at this point. I've been getting a lot of comments actually about how my content here is too depressive, or my personality is like too dark, or I think too much. Girl, I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say about that. So I'm, you know, this channel is like 2.5 years old now. I think I've passed the point where I'm pretending it's a democracy and I want everyone to speak their mind. I reached the point in my journey where I'm like, go the fuck away, or shut the hell up. And I'm not saying you can't critique me, but if you're coming on here and giving me a blanket statement of how ill I am, that's just really offensive. You're also not being very constructive. You're not helping anyone, and I really don't need that to be out in the world. you know, if you want to actually engage in conversation without tearing someone else down, someone that you don't really even know, but you think you know, I'm open to conversation. I'm not open to you telling me that I need to go see a therapist or that I need to get well. This is as well as it's going to get for me, honestly. So, take it or leave it. But for the rest of us here, I'm very happy to be here. But you know, back to the ghost issue. It could be because of frequency, neighbors using appliances, but I sure as hell was not using any appliance when I was asleep. So I don't know exactly what was happening. But it's fun. It's fun to believe that I have a ghost in my apartment. Add some spice to my life, you know? But yeah. Is anyone else fed up with the world? Feel free to sound out in chat. Any part of the world. The part of the world that you are drowning in. Yes, this dress, I forgot which city I thrifted it from, but I bought it at a thrift store, and at the time, I fully recognized that it looked like a murder rug, by which means it looks like one of those like Persian rugs that's been sitting on the floor of a haunted house. And you just know people have died in that house under mysterious circumstances, and this rug has seen some stuff or even conducted some stuff that led to those deaths. So this is full-on murder dress. It's a carnivorous dress. And if you keep telling me how mentally ill I am, this dress will get out to you and find you and bring you back to me. And you will be forced to look at the light flicker on and off mysteriously. I'm just peeling some garlic now. Does anyone have any questions about my life while I do these mundane things that you've definitely seen me do 21 times before? I just don't even know how to introduce this activity anymore because I feel like 90% of you have committed this process of dumpling making to memory by now, I think. Yeah, you can catch up on past content, or you can just ask now and we can catch you up. We have lots of time today. I'm making the filling from scratch. I'm completely out of homemade dumplings, so I have to roll out a lot of dumplings tonight. Life has been a little bit busier than it's been, which is not to say it's been the busiest ever in my life, but it's been busier than I've been used to recently, so, I don't know where I got this dress from. It was a thrift purchase. I think when I was traveling. I don't even think it was in New York City, but I can't be sure anymore, honestly. If I think really hard, it could have been in Vegas? Is it possible that I found this in a store when I was traveling to Vegas? Or no. Shit. I remember taking DSLR photos on this trip. It might have been Vegas, but I really can't be sure anymore. It was either, no, it might have been Vegas. Yeah, I don't know, sorry. Can't help you there. Geez, Ram, okay. How was spring? Anything new? Have you taken vacation? Vacation? Nah. Yes, my whole life is a vacation now. I was just thinking today that it almost feels like I've taken on early retirement because I've gone so long in life without inhabiting a full-time job that it almost feels ludicrous to me to have this sort of a lifestyle and routine consistently. It's like a permanent hiatus of sorts because I haven't really set any goals or deadlines for myself. Obviously, I'm still working part-time, but you know, the capitalistic grind is forever whispering in my ear about how this is not what it's supposed to be and I should be doing more. But I'm kind of also telling that voice to go away most of these days, because isn't everyone's dream to retire early? Am I not already living the dream? So is it a wrong thing to live your dream? Or are we simply taught to chase dreams without actually realizing them? So what do New Yorkers do in the summer? Whatever anybody does in the summer. Is anyone else buffering? Because Val is. I'm doing part-time work for Burlap and Barrel. It's a spice company. Writing their newsletters. Farm school, we just ended a course called Learning the Land. Learning a lot about the history of land, storytelling of the land, and we're on a little 2-week-ish break currently. It's going. I'm enjoying it. I might be making some videos to help them with their fundraising efforts. So if y'all ever wanted to throw money my way, you could potentially donate to farm school when the time comes. We'll try to fundraise for them a little bit. It's basically a nonprofit that runs on the gift economy system. So they run on funds and goods that people give them. The coursework itself is not priced so that it is accessible to everyone who wants to participate in it, but it's also not free because it requires resources to be run. Do you have to hide from the smoke? We hid about 2 weeks back, yeah. Farm school videos. I've done a couple of vlogs with farm school footage. I really don't know what farm school videos would look like because obviously I should be learning while I'm in class, so it would be hard to make a video about the class if I'm, you know, a student and filming. Do your neighbors ever complain about cooking smell? Not yet. But if my neighbors are watching this, you can tell me if my cooking smells bother you. I do feel like this building has quite a few cooks. I often smell a lot of delicious food coming through. A lot of Indian flavors, I would say. A lot of different kinds of curry flavors. I don't know. Seems very friendly to cooking, so haven't gotten complaints yet. It's coming our way. Yeah, the smoke, I'm sure it is coming our way. It's gotten very hazy these last couple of days. New York City is entirely humid. It is like, it keeps saying that it's going to rain, and it keeps dripping a little droplet here and there and not raining, so I'm sure something's coming our way. Can't wait. Green onions, yes. These are scallions, aka green onions. Indeed. Wednesday, Thursday, bad air quality. Well, I'm glad I went out today. Jesus. Such is life, huh? I saw a comment about my hair. Yes, my hair was still damp when I did this. I was sitting in front of the computer thinking about how to word a certain sentence in the newsletter, and I was like, I'm bored. And so while thinking about it, my hands just started braiding one side of the hair. And then I looked in the bathroom mirror and I was like, wow, that actually looks really good for blind braiding. So then I braided the other side. And it's really weird because I braided the other side in front of the mirror and it looked horrible. So I went to sit at my desk again and I blind braided the other side and I was like, that's better. Isn't that weird? Sometimes you really shouldn't see everything. Sometimes taking in too much data actually is counterproductive. The white part of them I put back in the fridge. You are not paying attention. Which is fine. You don't have to pay attention. So yes, this is my hair tonight. And once I take it out of the braids, my hair's gonna look weird as fuck because it's gonna be like chaotically wavy. We are going to put some ginger in here. How did I braid it? How you would normally braid. I don't know how to explain how to braid hair. You can probably look up how to braid hair. But you basically separate your hair into 3 strands and you weave them until you run out of hair. Where did I get my measuring spoons and cups from? Which ones? The colorful ones? Delish. They don't sell them anymore. I think they've discontinued it. Ginger is not expensive in New York. You can get $2 per pound, I think is the going price right now, average. You can obviously find it for cheaper and you can find it for more expensive, but I would say a good average is about $2 a pound for ginger. And you know, ginger doesn't weigh that much, so it doesn't cost that much. I'm going to add in some salt. I am going to add in a little bit of soy sauce, sesame oil, vinegar. Vinegar first, soy sauce second, sesame oil third. Then we're gonna go in with a lot of spices, such as white pepper, citron peppercorn, MSG, and mushroom powder. I'm running low on my mom's white pepper, and I'm feeling kind of sad about it. But I'm also glad when I run out of mom stuff because it means it's time to move on. Okay, now that we have our veggies, we're going to stir, 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 and combine with spices, and we're gonna give it a taste before we fold in the pork. Because I don't wanna eat raw pork. Has anyone been to a grief cafe, either virtual or in person? I'm fascinated by this concept of a grief cafe. Hi, X-Force. Thanks for dropping in. And thanks for watching. And thanks for sharing. Grief cafe, yeah. Have you guys heard of such a thing? Pork. Yeah, I think it's a modern version of a grief support group. I've only heard about virtual ones, but I don't know. Maybe now that mostly the pandemic is no longer considered a pandemic, they have more in-person ones, but I have yet to really pay attention to it. I think when Mom had just passed away, a couple of people reached out to me to tell me that this was an available, this was a available resource for me to check out. Do you recommend cake testers to check your cakes? No, I don't. I recommend toothpicks. My favorite thrift store for clothing is L Train Vintage. There's one location, there's various L Train Vintages in the city, but I like the one, I think near Knickerbocker maybe? I'm not sure. There's also one called La Pointe Value Thrift. There's also several locations for that. My favorite location for that is in East Flatbush. My favorite thrift store so far for kitchen items has been the Salvation Army here in Woodside. It has way more affordable shit, although prices have gone up since like a year or two ago. I just went recently, and while it's still not expensive, it is more expensive than it used to be before. There's also a store in around like Ditmars, Astoria, that has really cool spoons sometimes. And I also like Housing Work thrift on 20-something in the east side of Manhattan. They have a lot of good furniture and very affordable. If you have a car and you can get it delivered, highly recommend checking it out. Do I ever make chicken dumplings? I do not. I don't think they taste very good. And spoiler alert, the store-bought dumplings that I got Grandma, because they were pretty much the only ones available, were chicken. So I guess you'll see her reaction. Any guesses on which one she preferred? Yeah, ground chicken, I think, for the most part, is quite an abomination. You know what? I think we can go with another carrot in here. Let's give Grandma more carrot. And I did buy a lot of carrots. So I'm ready to veggie her up. You just realized the ginormous vitamin C bottle? Thank you for reminding me I have to take it. I kind of forgot. What happened in Indiana? Do I even want to know? Tornadoes. Yeah, not familiar. Did anyone in New York City go vote today? So, what's in the bag? Kathy asks. Indeed, Kathy, they are snacks. They are all the free shit that I got from the food expositions this weekend, and I want to ask you guys for your opinion. I want to do a taste test review of everything that I got. Should we do a live, or should we do an edited video? Oh, everyone wants a live. Okay. I don't know, live is winning, Christina. I am asking a very biased audience, yes. True. I'm also gonna ask you this, okay? I'm gonna ask you this. I am thinking about ingesting a substance that I will not mention exactly what it is, but it will alter me, and it is recommended to steep it in lemon. So don't get us banned, but if you know, you know. And I want to do the taste test on that substance. What do you think? Are you down? The last time I did this substance, it took me 2 hours to eat a single apple. So I'm not sure how well this taste test is gonna go. Will you tell all your friends? We're planning on doing it this Saturday. And I really don't want to save the substance for later in the live. I want to taste it while affected. So I'm thinking about starting it. Guys, I'm also going to be attempting to make pancakes, possibly some sort of noodles and pizza, because I have tomato sauce for the pizza, I have a laksa sauce for the noodles, and I have a pancake mix. This is going to be like a shit show. I really don't know if we're actually going to be able to taste test everything, but I want to try it. And originally I really wanted to do an edited video, but maybe this is more of a live thing, because you'll get to see very unfiltered reactions in real time. I'll have a charger for my phone, you know? To 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday is when I'm thinking about starting. It might go until evening. I haven't decided yet. I also want to invite 2 friends over. And I don't know if they want to appear on camera if it's alive. But I could just frame everything so that, you know, it's cut off for preserving identities and confidentiality. I did not get the substance from farm school. Well, okay, Mina, I don't know if your rationale makes sense, because if you prefer edited videos and can't catch the lives, can't you just watch the live later? As you would watch a edited video later? But you don't get to be part of the conversation even in an edited video, do you? I'm a little bit confused. The problem is, if I do an edited video, you won't see the video for like 4 months, because I'm backed up on editing right now. So it's a matter of, do you want to wait for this content or not? I can edit it, but it's going to take time. Remember, editing is super extra work. Filming it is about 20% of the work. Editing is about 80. So, editing is a pain in the ass. There's a good reason why editors get paid a shit ton of money. I see. That makes sense. Your rationale makes sense for you. But I also have to think about whether or not I want to give myself this work. So it's all part of the plan. I think editing will also give me more control over how much material you get to see in my altered state, which might provide more mental security to me. So there's pros and cons. There's definitely pros and cons to both. But think about it. Think about it. Think about it. We don't have to answer now. We don't have to decide now. You can find the dumpling dough by Googling dumpling recipe delish. What if you have a weird troll person? Then I rely on moderators, I guess. Life in general, same old. I would say I'm getting more into a groove mentally of existing in this routine. But for the most part, same old shit. Same old shit. All right, our filling is done. We're gonna fridge it while we roll out dough. Gosh, is it really only Tuesday? Yee. Feels weird. I thought it was like Thursday for a split second in my head. I was like, it's gotta be closer to the weekend, right? No. All right, would you like to come closer for the dumpling making? We're gonna try to roll out our old dough first because the new dough is no bueno. I made it too wet. It is very, very, very difficult to work with. I'm kind of disappointed in myself, but I actually don't think it's all of my fault. I think it's because of the flour that I used. It's bleached and way more processed than my usual flour purchase because that's all the store had when I did my haul video. And it turns out, when you have ultra bleached dough, sometimes it doesn't stay together when you roll it out. I closed the window when we first started, but I think I need to open it up now. It's way too hot. I also think the humidity in the air might be making working with dough extremely hard, which might add extreme difficulty to my pizza making attempts. this weekend, but we'll see. It's not about the cooties in the flour, it's about preventing it from going rancid faster. Temperature and moisture will encourage oils to spoil, and yes, flour does have naturally occurring oils in it. The same way that I would freeze nuts is the same reason why I freeze my flour. And yes, it does eliminate the chances of meal bugs a little bit more if you keep it in the freezer, so it's up to you. If you go through your flour really fast, then you probably don't need to keep it in the freezer, but it's my personal preference to do so. You'll see that this old dough is capable of being rolled out very thinly, and you'll notice later when I work with the new dough that the new dough does not have this capability. You can Google the dumpling dough, guys. Just Google my name, Google dumpling. It should come up. I'm not sure what the fireworks are for. Is it pride? Or is it just using pride as an excuse? I live in a very Indian neighborhood. I guess I don't really associate pride with this particular community, but like, hey, who am I to say, right? I'm just working off of stereotypes when I say that. But I really don't know if it could be like some sort of South Asian holiday, but I'm not aware. Fireworks is not technically ooh, my computer almost just died. Fireworks is not technically legal, but people do it. Oh, it's Eid. All right, there we have it. Thank you for the education. Oh, it's not Eid. Are you guys giving me fake news? Don't do that to me. Who should I trust? Okay. Well, there we have it. It's Eid. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know my cultural holidays at all. I don't even know the Chinese holidays besides Mid-Autumn Moon Festival, like Mid-Autumn Festival and Lunar New Year's, maybe. You guys ready to watch me do 3 hours of dumpling crimping? I hope not. I hope I really don't take that long. I can't do it for that long. But yeah, what should I rant about now? Or do you just want silence? We can sit in silence. Believe it or not, I can't be quiet. I've decided after giving Grandma store-bought dumplings, here she goes talking again, that I'm going to try to make bigger dumplings because that means overall less crimping, and I'll just end up giving her less. Fewer dumplings. Not less dumpling, because I think overall it will still be the same amount of food that she's getting, but it'll just be numerically fewer quantity of dumpling. Same quality. How did you like the noodles at Alley 41? Tell me everything. I really do want another tattoo, but I have no plans yet. I don't really want to repeat artists right now because I want to save some flesh real estate, but I am very tempted to get repeat artists because I think their designs rock. But I don't know. I really want to go to Montreal. There's an artist I really want their work on me. I want to try to use up all the filling, but I don't know if I will. That could be a goal. Would I consider selling food I make? I think you need licensing for that. If you get big, it could be illegal technically if you don't have a license to sell. If your kitchen isn't certified, I just don't want to get into the legalities of it, especially since I'm kind of a public profile now. I just don't want people. Guys, I just found out today, my friend Nez sent me a screenshot. I haven't been on TikTok for probably over a year now, but Nez just sent me a screenshot that my TikTok account has been banned. So everything has been disappeared on my TikTok, which I don't really care about, but you know, I think people are out to, not to sound so conspiracy minded, but I do think that there are some people who are haters and they're out to get me and they want to hack into my account or report my posts and get me canceled. So I'm just trying to not offend any actual legal rules so that I avoid trouble. It's not worth it for me. If restaurants want to do pop-ups and they want to feature me and they have the proper licensing, sure, I'll do it. I didn't have to get a TikTok for work. I just did it for research. Because I was still trying to be a good worker bee at the time. And look how that turned out. When I introduce myself these days, in a professional setting or not, and we come to talk about what I did for work, what I do for work, I still tell people I got fired. I don't know if people are surprised when I say that. I feel like they are, because I feel like most people treat a firing with a sense of shame, almost, or layoffs, because our society runs on this idea that if you don't have a job, you're worthless, and if you got fired or laid off, you must have done something wrong to deserve it. But I kind of wear my firing with pride, honestly. I think it has defined greatly who I am and what I want to stand for and what I'm capable of doing. So all the power to you if you got fired. For non-scandalous reasons of hurting other people, obviously. These dumplings will be for Grandma. They are not for me, so they will be they will be boiled, basically. That's the easiest way for me to cook them for her. So I've learned that if you want to bake cake, getting really bleached processed flour is great. If you want to make donuts that are tender, it's really great to use super processed flour because they tend to poof up really well. But if you want to make sturdy dough, like for dumplings, for wrappers that should be able to hold, don't use super processed flour. Use the unbleached stuff. Because in my experience, you'll see the difference. This is with unbleached flour, and what I'll be using next is going to be bleached flour. And I do not like that shit for dumpling wrappers. What is everyone's ideal age to die at? Let's go for the hard questions. Are you sure you don't want to die? Are you sure? How do you know that you're capable of learning shit when you get old, though? Are you saying you don't want to die, or are you saying you don't want to get old? Because those two are different things. I don't know. I feel like your kids are always going to feel young to you, you know? Parents. I mean, age is a moving goalpost, right? Like all metrics of life. I think once we've reached the age, we'll think differently. So obviously right now I'm asking all of you what you think now. What you think in the future will not be you anymore. Guys, I'm not asking you how you want to die. I'm asking you when you want to die. Those are very different questions. Not like we have a choice in either one. Okay, I have to wash my hands. Some people want to die during sex. Sounds like a fun way to go. Oh my gosh. I'm getting kitten footage being sent to me. No, it's not Aaron. Although Aaron did text me. Sorry, kitten footage is for my eyes only. Can't share everything with y'all. So greedy, y'all. So greedy. Okay, wish me luck on this ultra processed dough. Bye, Dead Sea Life. I don't know the last live that had Fred. Not off the top of my head. I don't memorize my own lives. Probably the Goodbye Woodside one. No, that's not true. I feel like I had Fred for a while. Maybe when Aaron moved. Yeah, you've missed out on a lot. I recommend you go back and watch lives if you're interested. Many things have changed. Takes me probably about an hour to get to Aaron's place now, by subway. It's not close. Oh, this dough is so fragile. I hate it. I think I have dried dough in this wheel, it's also not spinning. Nothing is going my way. see how it's breaking apart? I do not like. To be very gentle with this dough. It is not pliable. My mom was also afraid of dogs. It's kind of heartbreaking. You know, big dogs are sometimes, most often, the most loving ones. It's the small ones that can be very aggressive. But it also depends entirely on how well you train your dog. It's the same thing as humans. If you don't train humans well, they're quite scary too. They can do a lot of damage. And they do. Guys, what's your most favorite job you've ever held? Tell me some stories. Maybe I've asked this question before, but I think I just want to be inspired by your positive work experiences, if you have any. And can you tell me why that was your favorite job? Some of you already are, but I'd love to know what made that a great job. I love zoning out at work, yeah. Public library. Cool. Oh yeah, Eric Adams is gonna defund everything that we actually want. More money for the police. That is very cool, Sherry. I don't even know if I've known about that kind of job before, but that sounds very cool. Yeah, sometimes she expresses thanks, but mostly it's like not a direct thank. Mostly it's like a almost, I guess in modern speak, it's almost kind of gaslighty. She would say like, "Oh, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you," and it's adding so much burden to you, which then in a Chinese context kind of forces me to like respond in ways like, "Oh no, Grandma, you're not burdening me," except I'm not really Chinese in that way, so I don't respond that way. But it's weird. Compliments are often a little bit backhanded in Chinese culture. I just really don't. I don't like Chinese culture in that respect. See, this one just tore. I barely even applied pressure and just tore. I thought Southern hospitality is like the stereotype, right? I thought Southern culture is supposed to be very nice and cordial and... No? Is that not the case? Is that like a superficial stereotype? I wouldn't want to eat noodles. I want to get dumplings done for Grandma. Because I need dumplings. I don't need noodles. It's okay. We're doing pretty good. I'm just hoping it stays during the cook process. Fake and toxic. Oh shit. Okay, well, this is a question that I have for you all then. What region of the US do you think has the most authentic communication style? You think people yelling at each other is the most authentic? That's hilarious. We do have a certain move, bitch, get out the way, ho attitude about life. Yes, true. Oh, oh, just fell apart. Just fell apart. I'm gonna roll this out again with another dough. Which regional culture are you guys a fan of, if any? And I'm going to preface this by saying we will not be canceling anyone for answering this question. I guess you can cancel me for asking this question, but is there a culture, whether or not you know it in depth or you're just basing it on stereotypes, is there a culture that you wish you were brought up in, internationally or regionally? Any culture that you think of is an acceptable answer. But I would like to know, whether it be knowledge or stereotype, why you think you would have liked to have been brought up in that culture. Okay, Rachel says all humans suck. Valid, true, agree. I also appreciate the orderliness of Japan, but there is a dark side to that. Hawaiian family thing is amazing. Interesting. What is the Hawaiian family dynamic? I want to know about this. The dark side is suicide, loneliness, alienation of Japanese culture, society. A lot of repression. A lot of repression. Singapore, I feel like I would die within a month of living in Singapore. I feel like they jail people for very innocuous things. I hear the French are very racist and sexist. Is that true? Can anyone confirm or deny? I mean, let's face it, a lot of Americans are dumb. I am very dumb. I really cannot read a map. There's so much American ignorance in me. Our education system is just like really bad, you know? I consider myself to have been a good student, but I'm still really fucking dumb when it comes to certain things. World map, but I also can't read a street map sometimes. Probably because of internet navigation, yeah. I've definitely walked 15 minutes in the wrong way before. For shores. Take a moment to take a break and check my phone. You can watch me check my phone. Here's my face. Hi. Bye. That's getting louder. It's getting closer. I don't like that. orcs are selfish? Tracks. Humans are selfish. We really don't give a shit. Our culture encourages selfishness. They do sound like guns, huh? I guess that's why they trigger a lot of PTSD. Somebody hasn't seen Alive in a year? I'm not the same person anymore. Welcome to the new June. New and maybe not improved, but definitely different. I'm going with less of a crimp and just more of a press now because of this dough's fragility. I want to mess with it as little as possible and try to just enclose the filling as fast as possible. So that's my current technique with working with a weak dough, is just press, press, and done. What supplement did I give Freddie? It was like a dropper. It was like an herbal supplement. I don't remember the name, but maybe somebody in the live knows. It came in a yellow box. It was quite expensive. I don't believe there's a single human activity that is good for wildlife, right, guys? is actually how all the Chinese aunties make dumplings super fast, is they don't actually crimp, they just fold and squish. That's it. One move. One move to rule them all. The key to this is you really must not overflow the filling, because you have no room. This dough has no slack, no give. You have no room to adjust the filling within the bounds of the dough, so you really need to make sure you're not overfilling the dough so that it can close with relative ease. Which is also a good rule of thumb if you're inexperienced with dumpling crimping, is always go lighter on the filling so that you can make sure it gets fully enveloped. You know, food media really likes to make things pretty, but making things pretty both take time and resources that a lot of people don't have. I'm really glad. I guess I'm still in my own food media, but I'm really glad I don't work professionally in food media anymore. It's exhausting to always make everything look perfect. It doesn't really allow for organic play, you know. Everything is so dictated and directed and formulaic, controlled. Everything is surveyed, approved, rejected. There's no life. That was easy. So gyoza, I believe, is kind of a transliteration of the Chinese 饺子. Do you hear the similarities in the pronunciation? In Chinese, dumpling is 饺子. In Japanese, it's gyoza. I believe they're the same thing. Yeah, I for sure will have trouble sleeping. But what you gonna do, right? Kanji is Hanzi, which literally means Chinese characters. Kanji is one of 3 Japanese writing systems, I think, and it uses a lot of Chinese characters. I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding of it. And now we've made a ravioli, basically. See? They're all dumplings. All right, time for another phone break. We are on our 3rd level of dumplings, guys. I hope this will be good for 2 weeks, because I am tired. Let's see, how are we battery-wise? 39%. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. So I bought a bag of dumplings for $5 and something. It's probably worth it if you're short on time to just buy them. But I do believe I can make probably 3 times the amount of dumplings with the same budget. But obviously my labor costs more. And I like to think that these taste better. But yeah, definitely labor for sure is pricey. She is still giving me her milk. Unfortunately, I just found 2 that were in her drawer today. That must have been from at least 2 days ago. I took them home and they were spoiled, so I dumped them. I just can't deal with grandma anymore emotionally, so when these things happen, I just detach and, you know, I try to keep myself sane. There's no use really repeating shit that I've said to her multiple times again and again. She just doesn't listen. So I save myself the trouble now of repeating myself over and over again. She has a very bad habit of stashing things away because I guess her upbringing was troublesome. But in her old age, you know, she stashes things like milk and eggs in her drawer, and it's very, 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 very easy to forget that you put it there. She requested that I bring her strawberries, so I did, and today I found like half a container of strawberries molded. I don't engage mentally anymore, I just throw them out. And if she protests, then oftentimes what I'll do is raise my voice, make it clear to her that I will not accept this sort of outcome, that I will not put up with her protest, and proceed to throw it away. She'll say ridiculous things sometimes, like, that's still good to eat. And I'm like, no, it's not. Trash. Guys, I think my period's coming again. It's very bad. I feel like I'm running on a 20-day cycle. Potentially less. I do not like this. I feel like I'm getting double the amount of periods for free, and I do not like this upgrade. I don't really know what's causing it, but it is not happy. A lot of fireworks. Are they really cheap? I feel like we should maybe raise the prices on fireworks a little bit to discourage. Oh, great. Thank you, COVID. Grandma's always eating. She's always complaining about the bad food. She has not lost her appetite. Grandma is not a quitter. She will keep pushing to live. She is, for better and for worse, a survivor, destined to continue on this journey.
Has anyone gone through COVID and not suffered long COVID? I just really don't know what's happening to my body anymore these days, honestly. I don't know if it's long COVID. I just know I don't like it. Whatever it is, I don't like it. I think the troublesome thing about COVID is like there's so much we don't know. I feel like I've really just given up on diagnosing myself on a lot of fronts because I just feel like doctors don't even know, so what's even the point of trying to understand what's happening to my body? Seems like a lost cause. Oops. Wish I had a little more flour, but we're gonna try to do the wrong thing and just roll it out without. Because I am lazy and want this to end. Also, what are we on battery-wise? 32%, not bad. How long have we been going for? 2 hours, not bad, not bad. Okay, fireworks on the other hand, bad. Guys, Guys, I think I'm regretting it, but I'm leaning towards editing the taste test. I just feel like with the substance in question, I'd like to have a little more control over what's being displayed, because I don't really want to have too many regrets, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry to disappoint those of you who voted for live, but I just feel like gut instinct is telling me edited is safer. It's gonna be more work, but hopefully less chaotic for you, not for me. It's gonna be all chaos for me. Hi, Naoko. Wow, for the first time ever, I might not have enough filling. We'll see. But I have a feeling I won't have enough filling unless I skimp on the filling. But maybe I'll just not use up all the wrappers. Guys, democracy doesn't work. I think we've seen it in action for a couple hundred years. And I think we can safely conclude democracy does not really work. But we can also conclude that, like, not anything works. I don't think anything really works. I think when you're dealing with human beings, things just don't work. I think that's the reality I'm coming to realize. So, no shade to democracy or capitalism even. I think we tried, and I think what happened is we just lost track of ourselves. You know, shit happens. And it turns out there really is no perfect solution to living. Especially if you're trying to escape dying. I think the biggest problem with capitalism is that we've all gotten into this mindset of escaping death, and it just really doesn't work. When you're trying to escape an unavoidable and significant part of life that is tied into the very definition of what it means to be alive, yeah, it don't work. And as you're denying death, you are also contributing to it. Because the more you make an enemy, the stronger the enemy becomes. So all we've been doing is just giving power to our fear. It's quite unfortunate. We did not discuss the sub. Do you want to? What more is there to say? Okay, that's the last dump. As for these dumpling skins, I think I'm just going to roll them back into a ball. Cute, huh? What a cute little tush tush. Yeah, I like my dishwasher a lot. I like hearing it churn sometimes. I am worried about it leaking and performing badly or needing repairs one day, but let's not give ourselves anxiety yet. Good job, y'all. We did it. Feel free to tap out now. I'm just gonna do some dishes. We can ask more questions and answer them, but for now, I don't have much to say. I'm pretty tired. I'm done eating tonight. If I open up a restaurant, I wouldn't be me. There will be no restaurants opened by me. It's not gonna happen, y'all. It's just not gonna happen. I don't want to do courses. Courses stress me out. You have to time everything. No. No. Alright, peeps. I have flour all over my tripod. Thank you so much for joining me. Looks like the Pixel 2 XL is a pro at holding battery power. We still have 24% left? That's impressive. It took us 2.5 years to hit 70K. It'll take us like 3 more years to hit 100K. But I'm not worried about that. I am worried about shooting the taste test while high. Look forward to it. I hope I'll have some fun. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great week ahead. If I survive Saturday, maybe I'll do a live on Sunday. But I've been having fun. I've been hanging out with friends and going to food expos, and I think it's a good thing that I'm not going live as often as I used to. I might try to do some work now, actually. It never ends, life. Drink water. Get plenty of sleep. Eat your vegetables and fruits.